Hey Clashers, equipments right now in Clash of Clans are a really hot topic, because by now we have quite a few equipments to pick from, and what are the best equipments to choose? What are the best equipments to upgrade? Because overall it takes quite a couple of resources to actually get an equipment to a decent level. So I thought we should take a look at the equipments which are getting used high up in Legends, and as well what type of strategies those players are using. With the update now as well, the question is that are those equipments and strategies are going to change now, or are they pretty much going to stay the same? Let's take a look at the Reddit post, which has actually data mined all of the different equipments which are getting used from the top players. And if you want to boost your progress and buy any of the in-game offers, for example, or like the Gold Pass, make sure that you're supporting your favorite content creator with putting the code in the in-game shop. If you want to support me, it is code iTzu. I really appreciate that. But now let's move on to the list. And in this list we have actually two things. First off, the combinations of equipment and how many times they were used. And on top of that, the single most used equipments for every single hero. And the list overall was made on the 14th March, which is pretty much 1 month old, but it's still giving us a nice indicator of what are actually the most used equipments in the top ranks. But let's start things off with the equipments, because I feel like that is the most interesting to take a look at, and then we're going to take a look at the strategies to kind of identify if we have the right understanding of why those equipments are getting used. First off, we have for the Barbarian King, probably the least flexible hero when it comes down to equipment. The most used combinations with 183 out of 200 players or accounts within the top 200 are using this combination, Giant Gauntlet and the Rage Vial. It is just literally the best combination, especially if you want to play multiple different strategies and you want to make your upgrades from equipment as efficient as possible. Because obviously, free to play, or even as someone who is spending a lot of money on the ores, you do not have endless amount of ores to upgrade every single optimal equipment, and with having the Giant Gauntlet and the Rage Vial, you're always good to go. Yes, some people are using the Earthquake boots with the Giant Gauntlet as well for air spam mainly, but still, the best and most efficient thing to invest your ores is for sure the Giant Gauntlet and the Rage Vial. Just this raged up splash of the Giant Gauntlet is just god tier for this equipment combination. For the Archer Queen, we have already a little bit more of combinations, right? We have mainly used with 146 times the Frozen Arrow and Invisibility Vial, which is still an incredible strong combination. It can be used from so many different strategies, like the Queen Charge meta, and for example as well the Mass Root Riders are both combinations where this equipment strategy and combination is just really good. Another combination for especially Mass Root Riders is the Healer Puppet with Invisibility Vial. Is it as well a little bit cheaper compared to then the Frozen Arrow and Invisibility Vial combination when it comes down to the ores you have to invest onto those equipments, so that might be another reason why people are opting into that. Either way, those are the most used combinations then for the Archer Queen, with the Warden then having already a little bit more combinations. Well, the Eternal Tome with the healing, most used combination, no big surprise to be honest, because this is just so incredibly well when it comes down to the synergy between Healing Tome and the Root Riders. It is just such a good combination, keeps the Root Riders alive with the Eternal Tome as well. This is why it's getting used so much. And then we have the Rage Gem with the Eternal Tome, which surprises me a little bit to be honest, because I think, especially with the Mass Root Riders, it is not as strong. You're lacking a lot of time power, and time is not a big factor, especially with those Mass Root Rider attacks. So I'm a little bit surprised here. While we see it so many times, I would have expected it less. The Life Gem and Eternal Tome combination is mainly used by Lalo players, so no big surprise really that we see it up there as well, because people see quite a bit of Lalo in the high legends as well. Otherwise, Fireball once, I guess this number is slightly increasing with people upgrading it, but otherwise not that many Fireballs in the top ranks. For the Royal Champion, we have this hero being, I guess, the least relevant when it comes down to the equipments. All of the equipments have their place, and even the best equipment, which is the Haste Vial, is not as needed to have an incredible advantage in the attacking, right? So everything seems kind of similar in strength, and this is why we have the Haste Vial and the Royal Gem combination being the strongest. I think especially now after the bug fix of the update, this combination is going to rise even higher, because I think it is right now the best combination for the Royal Champion, just because you have with the Haze Vial nerf or buff nerf or bug fix nerf, whatever you want to name it, you have this combination staying equally strong, while all of the other combinations got nerfed, because only this synergy was pretty much buff nerfed, while the other synergies were just straight up nerfed. So yeah, that's why I think Haze Vial and Royal Gem are going to dominate high up in Legends, especially after the update. Before that, we had Royal Gem and the Seeking Shield a lot of times as well. Those are just the common equipments, I guess, which you have with unlocking the Royal Champion, and that's why we have seen it so much, because people are just not willing to invest that many ores into the Royal Champ, because a lot of times it doesn't feel as much impact, I guess, on the attack. I think the second best combination when you want to invest the ores, it has to be the Haze Vial with the Hog Rider puppet, but this one has to be as well the most expensive one, because that's two equipments which we have to upgrade for sure, and that's a lot of ores. So my recommendation would be for sure the Haze Vial with the Royal Gem, because that's already one equipment which you have unlocked, and in my opinion is the strongest equipment combination for the Royal Champion anyways right now. Otherwise, with the single equipments, we see no big surprises, to be honest. We see 190 times the Giant Gauntlet, 192 the Invisibility Vial, so we have clear winners for every single hero, except again the Royal Champion, which is more diverse, but the Royal Gem is the most used. One of the reasons, though, I think, because is the Haze Vial costs more to upgrade, because most people have the Royal Gem upgraded from already how the Eternal 16 update was introduced into the game, and people already had some levels on some equipments. But otherwise, now the question is, what are the strategies those top players are using? So let's take a look at some stats. And this is the list of the end of March, okay? Huge shout out, obviously, again, goes to the X website of Legend COC. You can find the link down below in the description. But no big surprise, the number one strategy is Mass Root Riders. If you don't know what exactly that means, there's pretty much any type of Mass Root Rider attack. It doesn't matter if you're combining it with the Super Barbarians, we see some combinations there. Some are using the Valkyries in combination with the Mass Root Riders, some with the Overgrowth spell. It doesn't matter, all of those different variations are in this one category. And it's the by far most used army high up in Legends. It is crazy, 31%. I think the last time we have seen such high numbers was like back then with like Lalo meta, and well, Root Riders right now are taking over, because as well the number 2 spot with Queen Charge Root Riders is yet again another Root Rider strategy. Number 3, yet again Zap Root Riders. This one is kind of surprising me, to be honest, because I don't know, I feel like the Mass Root Riders, like the Smash Root Rider category, feels a bit stronger, so I'm surprised that we see that many Zap Root Riders, but maybe I'm just not expert enough there to really understand the true power of the Lightning spell in combination with the Root Riders. But either way, it is just incredible how many Root Riders there are in the higher Legends. As well, with the Zap Lalo is then the next most used strategy, and it's mainly used by all of those incredible MVP players in the world, which means like Stars, I guess Klaus is using it as well. We have seen that Rikirus uses it high up in Legends, so all of those highly skilled players. And this is as well where those numbers are coming from with the Eternal Tome and Life Gem combination, which we have seen earlier from the equipments. Otherwise, Super Dragons, Electro Dragons, those type of attacks are up there as well. Queen Charge Lalo, so another Lalo attack up there as well. Super Archer Blimp Lalo, that's surprising, and Super Archer Blimp Root Riders. That is as well surprising. So overall, some Super Archer Blimp action. I would have not expected it to be that high. I would have expected even less Super Archer Blimps. I feel like they were already pretty bad, at least in Legends, before the nerf. But with the nerf, they're even like it's even worse. Like, I don't know. I'm surprised there's at least some people playing the Super Archer Blimp that high up, but it's really low anyway. So yeah, Hydra as well. And I don't know whoever this crazy person is who's playing Queen Charge Hybrid up there. But I have one big project and would love to hear your opinion on that, because I think it would be really cool if I would somehow manage to get one account into the top 200 with using a 9 healer charge. Because what that would do is that if I would be wondering, wait a second, why is a 9 healer Warden charge on this strategy list? What is going on here? That would be kind of cool, getting people confused there. But I guess that's my project that maybe for this month, right? Like with the upgrade, updates and everything, maybe we can make this work, getting one of the accounts within the top 200. Let me know what you think about that. I think that would be pretty cool, not gonna lie. But this is pretty much it when it comes down to the stats right now with the Legends. and everything on. Seeing those numbers, and I would love to as well see some hit rates, which we sadly do not have when it comes down to the troops, but I would love to see as well if Root Riders are still above everything else. If that might be the case, I hope that Supercell is going to adjust that again, maybe another small nerf or something, because right now the last couple of nerfs were not the biggest, and we can still see this one troop dominating Town Hall 16 that much. I think it's more about like creating some more variety. At this point, it's not even about the meta making things hard, not hard, easy, whatever. It's more about like making sure that pretty much everything is viable and is on a similar level, which I feel like, well, it's not really the case if the majority of players are just using one troop, right? Like that's kind of how it is. But let's see what the decisions there will be in the future. I hope you enjoyed the video, some more stats for you, and I will see you guys back tomorrow with the next one. Until then, see ya and bye bye.